everyone. God. So it's good to see that we can all laugh and cheer now, isn't it? But, you know, the Queen's death, it did get to me. And then it raised like loads of arguments, didn't it? You know, people saying, oh, we're living in, like, you know, bad times or austerity and everything, and, you know, moaning about how much it was costing. So when I was watching all the programmes over the 12 days, you got like a little insight to a life and everything, didn't you? And what I realised is she had a stamp collection worth £100 million. What size was that album? You know what I mean? £100 million. So I thought, well, if everyone's kicking off, why don't they just post it from Balmoral over to Buckingham Palace? Do you know what I mean? Because I think the value of the stamps would have well covered the weightage, you know, wouldn't it? But I know someone who works in the postal service, and he said, Francine, they did, but they just couldn't fit it in the post box. He said the flaps were too big. So, yeah. So I didn't know whether that would be a bit raw, but it would have put like a literal term into Royal Mail, wouldn't it? You know what I mean? Who are you delivering today? The fucking Queen! Fucking delivering the Queen! You know what I mean? Like them poor pallbearers must have been fucking shitting themselves all them hours, thinking, please. Because I mean, the weight of that sceptre alone, and then fucking jewels. Do you know what I mean? I hope it was an empty box. That's all I'm saying. I hope it was an empty box. But I'm going to move swiftly on from. And I went on holiday. Has anyone been on holiday? We know we've had the hen nights. Yeah. But has anyone been? How easy was it this time? Did anyone go on holiday last year? Yeah. Right? And you had to buy an antigen test going there, that cost you a fortune. Got one coming back, that cost you a fortune. And then you had to jump practically through hoops. You had to get a letter from the Queen. Thank fuck it wasn't this year, otherwise we'd all be fucked, wouldn't we? Stranded. Because I wouldn't trust Charlie. And I have been told there's a bad batch going around Liverpool just soon. But yeah, so I went on holiday. I haven't been on one for ages, years. I can't even remember. Cobwebs. Trying to buy new bikinis, and I'd done it late, and I was like, fucking hell, mix match, you know what I mean? Getting like size 10 fucking bottoms with a size 16 top, that was my limit, you know what I mean? I had to wear a sarong every day, get down there, because you go flatter when you lie down, don't you, girls? Yeah, and so it got me thinking, like, because like everyone saved money, didn't they? So everyone's coming home now with like turkey teeth, Brazilian bums, and I thought, how far is this gonna go? Are we gonna end up with like Peruvian penises, Venezuelan vaginas, Bulgarian boobs, or maybe like a Mexican minge, or a French fanny? Sorry, Mr. Kipling. But I told this joke to my nurses, and you know the lowness of where you're working when their little brain starts rattling, you can see the smoke coming out their ears, and it was like, I'm thinking of a Magaluf muff. And I just thought, look, I can go low, but I ain't going that fucking low. Don't know what you come back with them jokes, do you know what I mean? Thrush, crabs, all kinds. But, you know, I'm not dissing it, because I have thought about getting a mummy makeover. And does anyone know what a mummy makeover is? So it's like obviously a boob job, and no, before you start, no, I'm not looking for a boob job. My boobs have their own gravity. I move one way, my boobs move the other way. Sometimes I don't even feel like the mine, I'm like that. In the mirror, honestly, I could spend hours, days, I think they hypnotised me, to be honest. But I'm getting a reduction. Can't be hypnotised no more. I need to work. I need to earn a living. And then they suck all that fucking food, excess drink that I ate over the COVID times and the pandemic. They suck all that away. If you've seen Fight Club, they made soap from it, so I could have a little sideline as well. You know what I mean? And then, there's the train. And then, and then they give you a new stomach. Cut away all that baby, excess fat, blab, mother's apron as they called it. Anyway, so I went and I was dead excited, like that £4,200 it is. £4,200 it is. Went in, RGN, I'm a mental health nurse by the way, we only deal with brain. RGN nurse, sitting there, over there, you know who you are. Came in and went, you can't get it done, you don't understand what I have seen with my own two eyes. High altitude, what it does to them wounds. One of them even said, you'll end up with your vagina on your breast, but we're going to disregard that. We packed them, we have to pack them, they smell everything. And I felt like turning around going, you know when you've lived with a fucking body like this for about fucking 5 years, I don't care if I'm wearing my fucking intestines wrapped round as a belt, as long as I'm svelte, I don't care. And the next bit is a facelift. So we're all angry, we're all aggressive. I'm at that age and I'm going through the menopause. And it's like, shit, you know, we go through all this stuff. I started getting hair on my lip and on my chin. I now am obsessed with fucking tweezers. I pluck everywhere. There's a tweezer there, There's like, honest to God, practical meltdown if I can't find a tweezer. And I always seem to buy the ones that are like, you know, that pinky colour that like seem to like camouflage in any fucking nook and cranny. If you've got like a cream pouch, do you know what I mean? I'm like, that wears me too, because you go, fucking hell, I've got one there. And because I'm over 40, I've got bad eyesight as well, so I'm like, shit, where's that fucking magnifying glass? Because I can't find where my fucking glasses are as well. I've got about 5 pairs, bought myself 5 fucking pairs. So I pluck now. And you know what, when I was younger, when I was like these young girls, I used to hate kissing men with stubble. And now I'm like, please, fucking like it back. Honest to God. So, you'll all know about memory loss as well, don't you? So, you know, all the ones, menopausal age, perimenopause, memory loss. Forget everything. It's a wonder I've even remembered this fucking comedy show, honest to God. It's that bad. Like, people go up to me and go, you know, the other day when we were doing, and I'm like, and they're like, no, you remember the other day when, and I'm like, babe, I can't even remember fucking 10 minutes ago, you're having a fucking laugh. But it got to the point where it really got to me. And I was like, oh. So I went to doctors. I walked in and I went to him. Doctor, I think I'm pre-dementia. I think I'm pre-dementia. I can't remember a fucking thing. And he went, slap that patch on your arse, take that every night, in 2 weeks you'll be alright. 2 weeks later, am I okay? Am I fuck? And that's enough from me, thank you, good night.
Because we've got 4 acts in the next section and we'll see you in 15 minutes.
I just changed the whole set, don't I?